will just pop up.
What was this again?
That's a tibia, so is that other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They just cut that one different cut. What kind of cut would this be? What plane? Mid-sagittal through the femur. That tibia right there that you have now in your hand, what kind of cut is that? Transverse, very good. There's a bonus question. Why have I never thought of that before? Well, for me now. All right. So, on a long bone, when they're formed, okay, the way they grow is there's an ossification center here in the middle, because this originally was all cartilage. And then it will ossify this way and this way. There's a secondary ossification center on either end, and it will ossify this way and this way and this way and this way until they eventually meet. Where they eventually meet is when the bone is done growing and it fuses, and that's called the epiphyseal line. You see that line? That meant that this is fused. So this is a bone of a person over the age of at least 20, right? When you're young, it's a gap, and it's called an epiphyseal plate. And that's a chunk of cartilage that's still there to allow this bone to grow longer so you can get taller, right? So, I always like to pin that epiphyseal line. At the ends of the long bone, what happens is that when this bone was formed, the shaft of the long bone is called the what? Diaphysis, and the ends are the epiphysis. But this is the proximal epiphysis, and this is the distal epiphysis. The osteoclasts come in and they hollow out, because this was originally all solid. They will hollow out this middle. And that hollowed out middle is called the medullary cavity or medullary canal. Either one is correct. And when they hollow it out, it will form a plug of yellow marrow in there. Now there's also blood vessels going in their nerves. If you've ever seen a dog, you get them real bones, they'll lick out that center. That is yellow bone marrow. Part of it's red marrow too, but the part they can lick out is yellow marrow. It's fat. There's a big plug of fat, and it looks like a big chunk of lard. Where are we going, ladies? Is it time? You're done with everything? No. Well, you can color here. Well, we have lab till. Thank you.
That's awkward.
Unless you need to get somewhere. Anyway. Why would you want a chunk of fat in the middle of this bone? Cushion. Every step you take. The hard bone here along the sides is called what? Compact bone. And that's going to give the bone strength. What happens on the ends is it doesn't finish hollowing it out. This is replaced by spongy bone. It's sharp, but it has holes in it. It's porous. What's inside that spongy bone on either end? Red bone marrow. And that red bone marrow does what? It makes all your blood cells. Your erythrocytes, your leukocytes, and your thrombocytes. So do we need that red marrow? Yeah. Now when we're older, we don't have a lot of red marrow left. We don't need as much as when we're growing. But it's still there. So what I like to do, if I pin this, I'll ask you to name it, spongy bone, and then I'll ask what's housed in it. What a lot of diagrams do, you'll see here, what they did here, they separated them, kind of, sort of, because don't they have, I can't even read anymore. They did the spongy bone down there, but it's all through here. It's kind of a misnomer. Anyway, this is nice because it shows you all the blood vessels in there. Why would you want spongy bone on the ends? What good would that do?
Cushion?
Gives a little cushioning, little stress release, and it gives places for the red marrow. to be housed. But it gives a little give for every step you take. So again, really well designed. These are technically called long bones because they are longer than they are wide. Your phalanges are long bones. Your metacarpals are long bones. Your metatarsals are long bones, right? What's another long bone?
Ribs. Humerus.
Humerus, radius, ulna,
Ulna.
fibula. Ring a bell? Okay.
It's
Isn't
the
that
fibula
like
to the
tibia?
tibia. It's a little.
I just
It's
don't
an-
call it the
It's the little skinny
What
one.
do you call it?
fibula.
Fibula? I like fibula.
Sounds different.
Do you say potato or do you say potato?
Potato.
Okay. I say potato too, so.
My son
Maybe
said there was
maybe
a
I should
potato
say-
the other day.
Potato.
Do you know why?
Potato
Do you know why?
alarm.
Do you know why I say fibula?
Why?
To help people remember how to spell it. Fib
Oh, 'cause
And
they spell
you.
it fibia.